I've dealt with the worst possible thing. I lost a son, okay? And I would have rather died. I would have rather lost everything to lose my son. So it's the worst possible thing. And then to see what it did, the damage and the harm from the family, terrible. Okay. Then to go through that with meditation, with reflection, and so on, was invaluable. And people have their own challenges, but to be able to do it that way, I really urge your audience, I urge you to learn that. That's very helpful.
How did that tragedy change your perspective and your principles in any way on life, on happiness, on success, on all these things that you've written about?
Well, it's again, I go above it, and you reflect on the life arc, and I realize at that higher level that that's what the life arc is like. You'll in all my books, there's this arcing. This arcing here. Here's a bigger version of it. There's this arcing. Okay, I don't know if your camera sees that. Okay, whatever it is, and that's what life and evolution is like to me. Meaning, you make advances. You will have setbacks, okay? If you reflect well and you learn how reality works and how you will deal with it, you will get past that and go on. And that's just what it is. That's just the way life is. And if you do that well, then that's your best possible life.
Are you religious? Are you a religious person?
I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual.
Okay.
The Dalai Lama, who I had the pleasure of meeting, told me, and I agree with, that religions are typically a mix between superstitions and spirituality. There's half of it is that element that nobody knows, but there is the way people should deal with each other. There is karma. Okay, all religions, there's a part of them that says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, or what goes around comes around. And then you get to the particulars, okay? And it is true that if we work well together, that even little things I can do to help you can make a big difference in your life. And little things that you can do to help me make a big difference in our lives. And so it's practical, and it is also joyous, okay? That creates a relationship. And we talked earlier about how that meaningful relationship is like the source of great happiness. But when you have a community and you do that, you have a better society. And almost all religions will tell you that. There'll be elements of those. And when I believe in spirituality, what I also mean is we're all part of this greater whole. Okay? We're all part of the greater whole. And if you could see yourself as part of the greater whole and love the greater whole and whatever, that is spirituality, really, okay? And so I will go through my life arc, okay, and I will die, and I'm comfortable with that, okay? In that, okay, it's all part of the greater whole, nature and whatever it is. That's true. I can't tell you about other things, but I do believe in the things I just told you.
When it comes to living a successful life, we've talked about having dreams and understanding your nature and aspiring for things, and then understanding reality, which transcendental meditation is a great mechanism and vehicle to do. And in your book about a successful life, you talk about plus determination. Plus determination. Hard work. If I want to be a successful man or woman, how important do you think hard work is?
Well, it gives you power. It's very important, right?
Some people,
I'm not saying they want to choose it, but the irony of things is There are first order consequences and there are second order consequences. This is like a rule of life, okay? And most of the time, the first order consequences, whether they're likable or not, has the opposite second order consequences. What I mean by that is like eating or exercising, okay? Eat the food you like. Second order consequences probably not going to be good. I don't want to exercise. Second order consequences won't be as good. Okay. Working hard, which gives you strength. Where does strength come from? I mean, strength comes from working hard. So working hard will give you power. Power will make things easier and make things better. That's just the way it is.
And being open-minded while you do it. Something
Yeah,
that was really important to you.
Yeah. I say the importance of being open-minded and assertive at the same time. I watch people becoming so tied to their own opinions. Like, this is the greatest tragedy of mankind. The greatest tragedy of mankind, because it so easily can be fixed, is holding a strong opinion that is wrong, that you could have made right, better, if you were open to learning more. If you said, I want to be stress tested. I want my thinking to be stress tested. I want to make sure that I'm making the better decision. And so I'll be challenged. But a lot of people view that challenging like a fight. It's not a fight. If somebody holds a different opinion, it should prompt a curiosity. I don't know. Am I wrong or is they wrong? There's a 50% chance. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. So it should prompt curiosity and an exchange to try to make sure that you're seeing the whole picture and so on. But subliminal instincts are, I'm going to stick with it and I'm going to have a fight. That's a problem.
Because there's too much on the line for so many people to
It's subliminal. It just goes back to the mind thinking that the intellectual challenge is a fight. And it's egotistical, ego. I must be right.
As an investor and entrepreneur, that's obviously particularly important because you're constantly dealing with new information and feedback, which you need to be flexible.